Interactivity. Does cinema aspire to be more like video games?
Video games more like...
Yeah, I think it's the other way around, because
video games still steal a lot of the conventions of cinema.
yeah, especially like the trailers.
Every trailer is nowadays a 3-minute filmatic trailer, and then if you are interested you can go and see the gameplay, which is 25 minutes long, if you actually want to be interested in it.
Yeah, but you said once you start the game it's completely different to the trailer.
Yeah.
So they're using cinematic elements as a way to attract audiences to play the game.
Yeah, and also because the cinematic trailer just is easier to do, because in a very short amount of time you get to sell sort of what the history of the game is going to be about, what the aesthetics might look like, because it's quite similar. It's all usually in engine, and then the narrative and the aesthetics and everything is gets sold in a filmatic trailer. Because if you're going to do the video game trailer, but actually having to show the gameplay, you're going to need a lot longer time, because it takes a while.
And it's never as realistic, is it? The actual game.
No.
It's compared to the
Well,
graphics.
the aesthetics have gotten a lot better over the years.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous now how realistic some things can look.
But I definitely think they've used the cinematic elements to make a game more intense. Like the comment, who was it? What's the name again? Leslie Haddon.
Yeah.
Who says it's argued that
The particular experience of this electronic or computer environment is more intense than just watching TV.
yeah. So the computer environment is more intense than the TV, which I think is to some degree is true, because it's about playing a game on a video game, and where it has like a narrative and stuff, it becomes more intense because you're in control and there's a story in a world. I don't know. I think it's because you've got control in your hand as well. Whereas
And
you don't.
it's like if you were in the movie, like if you were in part of the movie and not just watching it.
Yeah.
You control your own experience.
Yeah.
You can easily pick up a controller, and every time the experience will be somewhat different.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a film will still be... Well, you will have a different experience with every film you watch, even if you watch it 10 times in a row. You don't control your experience in a film.
I think a video game and a film is an experience. They're different experiences, but because one is like a choice of you can control the game, it's more like tasks you need to complete.
Yeah.
But I definitely think video games are aspiring to film.
You can have interactivity in a movie without can choose what you want to do in the movie, because for example in the French park Futuroscope you can see some movies when you will have some interactivity and your seat will move. The character will just run, your seat will just move like if you were running.
The experience of playing a full-on video game that has a solid story, aesthetically looks really good, and it just gives you just fun and enjoyable while you're going through it.
When we each had a go on the interactive film, 5 minutes. It was a zombie film, wasn't it? With quite a rubbish story, but it was interactive because it had a game within it. So I think it kind of edges away from being a film. You're concentrating, or your focus is more on, because you had to line up the dots and everything like that.
Yeah.
Your focus isn't on the film, it's more about getting things right and completing things.
Yeah, personally I didn't really remember the story of the movie, just that we had to do some stuff to stay in line.
And turned very much into a game, because it's literally like, unless you are capable of doing this, the film just stops. And while this goes on, every single mini game he shoved into the film just stops and waits for you to finish the game before he progresses further on into the game, into the film. So.
And I think the only what was her name? Leslie Haddon, is it?
Yeah.
She says that it's more intense, but it's only intense because you've got a time limit. I can't speak. Time limit to complete things. And
it's a different way of interacting with the media, because you play a video game, control it a lot more, but a film you interact more, I think, at times emotionally.